Good morning. Okay, we are here at the home of Grosvenor Poker to play our first flight in the Grosvenor Goliath main event. I didn't play yesterday. A couple of reasons for that. One is that I had quite a few late poker nights this last week. Felt a little bit tired. Two, the monster stack last day one flight and the main event both had over 200 alternates on the list, which means that if I came yesterday and played either of them, that I wasn't getting a seat straight away. And that really doesn't suit my strengths. My strengths are being sat for hand one and doing my table reads on my opponents from the start. My strengths are definitely not waiting around for 5 hours and then coming in with 15 big blinds to gamble. So I decided yesterday wasn't the best flight for me. You pick your battles, right? Today, I'm coming in, I'm going to be seated on hand one, and I'm going to do what I usually do. I'm going to be observing my table for the first level for 30 minutes. I'm going to be seeing who raises, how much they raise, who folds easily, who's willing to barrel three streets, who showdowns weak hands, what people show, what they don't show, how they bet, how they look, all these sorts of things that help me build a picture up of the table so that later on, when I've got a difficult spot or an interesting spot, I've got that knowledge and information. And I think that's my strength, and that's why I think it's important for me to be in the tournament from hand one. Not everyone's the same. Other people will have different strengths, and they are more than comfortable coming in max late regging, sitting down with 15, 20 big blinds, and doubling up in the first 5 minutes. And that's fine. Everyone plays differently. This is just how I think it suits my style. Obviously, it doesn't guarantee anything, but that's the thinking behind it. So I had a day off yesterday. I had plenty of rest, plenty of sleep. I feel really refreshed and absolutely buzzing to come here today. So the tournament, it's the main event. It's £200 buy-in. It's 20 30-minute levels, and then you make day two, which is next Saturday. Sounds easy. It's not. It's a real grind. Think about the structure. You've got 20 30-minute levels, loads and loads of time. You've got a long time for entries and re-entries to keep coming. There's a big alternates list already. They'll all get seated. For £200, with an estimated £2 million prize pool, people are more than happy to gamble early and have 2 or 3 bullets a day to try and get a double stack early on and be more comfortable and give themselves more playing opportunity. People are also happy to come here every single day and play 2 or 3 bullets every single day. I don't have the bankroll for that. I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to pretend to be something I'm not. So I have to be more selective, and I have to cut my cloth accordingly. And if I turn out to have just the 1 bullet today, then so be it. But I've got 2 days in the week where I can come back and fire again if needed. I'm not saying that rebuys or second bullets are out of the question. They're absolutely not out of the question. 5 or 6 rebuys, yeah, I don't want to get into that territory. So we're going to play sensible. We're going to do our homework on our table when we get there. We're going to observe. If you're at my table, by the way, you might see me on my phone a lot. But don't be fooled. I am watching. I watch everything at the table. And I use my phone to record my notes about the players that I'm at my table with, and also about the hands and the situations. And by recording that information, that helps me to learn when I get home and assess everything tomorrow or whenever. So yeah, if you're on my table, I am watching. You've been warned. Okay, that's it for today. We're just going to get on in there. I'll keep you updated and I'll post as and when I can. I can't tell you how excited I am. This is the biggest event of the year in the UK, outside of Vegas. I think they say this is the biggest poker tournament or poker festival outside of Vegas, and this is like 9:30 in the morning, and the car park. This is just one of the car parks, and it's already pretty much full, and they've got 3 or 4 more car parks of equal size as well. So yeah, okay, enough rambling. Let's just get in there. Let's just start playing our poker and record the progress towards getting to day 2. Well, break time has been achieved. 4 levels down. Um, Similar story. Sat with 16,000 from 25,000. Um, had one hand on level 1, which was pocket queens. Blinds are 100, 100, 100. Guy raised to 300. I raised to 800. He calls. Flop comes ace, jack 6. He checks. I bet 600. He folds. Win that one. It's the only hand I've won. Not played many. Played pocket 6s and pocket 7s in position. Had to fold both of those post flop. Apart from that, pretty much folded everything. It's hard not to get into a feeling that you're just getting dealt crap cards all the time. But when you're sitting there for hours on end and getting dealt crap cards, then it feels like that's all you're ever going to get. So my job is to try and stay positive and stay focused. Try to just be ready when an opportunity arises, because it will come. As hard as it is to believe that when you're getting dealt rubbish that you've just got to fold all the time, the good cards will come eventually, and it's my job to make sure that I've got chips available to play those hands when I get them. So, not a lot to report. Got good reads on my table. There's 3 or 4 that are genuinely happy to get the chips in with a very wide range, and they've been hitting on the river. But that's, they want to play those hands. They get their rewards for their bravery to get the chips in when they're drawing and hitting on the river. I haven't even had any hands that I can do that with. So a little bit frustrated. It's not gone my way. Down on chips. We're going back to blinds of 200, 500, I think, which is a bit of an unusual level. But it does still mean I've got 32 big blinds, so I'm not desperate yet. Just need to be available mentally and with chips when the opportunities arrive. Again, as with Friday's monster stack, not even got above starting stack yet. So not the best of starts, but with the cards I've been dealt, nothing I could have done different. The only thing I could do differently is just sit there and bluff off loads of hands. And to be honest, with the table that I've got, I'm getting called anyway. As I said, there's at least 3 or 4 that are willing to put the chips in and see what happens. So bluffing on this table in particular is definitely not an option at this point. I've folded a lot of hands. You could say I've got a tight table image, and that to a big extent is true. But if I bluffed off half my remaining stack, knowing in advance that 2 or 3 people are capable of calling me, would I be happy if I lose that pot? No, I wouldn't. So I'm not committing those chips in that manner. I will pick my spots and pick my moments so that I can look back and say, was I happy with the decision I made? Was it a good decision, regardless of the outcome? So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take a bit of rest in the break and then go back to it and hope that the cards start behaving a bit more favourably for me. But a little bit frustrated. I've got to keep that in check and just remember to still be present at each hand and just be aware when the spots come and take them. Okay, 8 levels down. Exactly what you hope for, a much better level. Um, Definitely ace queen suited was my friend this level. Won 3 or 4 big hands with ace queen. Um, the one that started it all was king queen of spades. Um, a guy went all in for 3,500. I was next to act. I called. 3 other people called as well, which for that price you don't blame them. Flop is 9-10 Jack Rainbow. Happy days. Um, I open for 4,000. I get 2 callers. The turn is a 7. I bet 6,000. I get 1 caller. And the river is an 8. I bet 10,000. He folds. The all-in player turns over King Jack, so I win the lot. And then I've won with Ace Queen a few times, as I say. The thing I really liked about this session was that I started the session with 16,000, and at one point I was down at 12,100. And although I was a little frustrated because I wasn't getting hands that I can get involved with, it also kept me out of trouble, but also kept me focused and disciplined, which was very much needed because when the king and queen hand did come around, I was able to maximise because I still had chips left. So overall, a very good session. I'm very pleased with it. I'm very pleased with how I played. Pleased with the discipline as well, and to recognise spots to get the chips in with. So overall, a very good session. It's probably the best session of poker I've played in a while, actually. It's helped that the cards cooperated this time, which they don't always do. But yeah, overall, very pleased with that session. So going back, I don't think I mentioned this, going back to 75,000, and the average is about 53,000, I think. So from where we were at the end of the last session, this is a very good session. So I'm just going to keep it going. I just got to keep doing everything that I did the last session, and hope that I just keep getting hands that I can play, and that's it. No massive rocket science, just patience and recognising opportunities, and that's what I'm going to keep on doing. Okay, the run is over. We can try again on Wednesday and Thursday if need be. It's going along really nicely. Came back from break with 75,000. Was down slightly, lost a couple of small hands, a few blinds. Was down at 63,000. In a spot where seat 1 goes all in, seat 2 goes all in. Seat 1's got about 30,000, seat 2's got less. I've got ace king suited. It's an instant call. Backdoor, the largest stack. So cool. And I'm really happy with what I see. Seat 1's got ace king as well, with the ace of hearts. And seat 2's got ace 10. Happy days. Until the river. Basically the board runs out clean apart from 4 hearts. And the guy in seat 1 who's got the other ace king, he's got the ace of hearts. So he scoops the lot. That leaves me with 31,000, something like that. Blinds are 1,000, 2,000. So now I'm down at 15.5 big blinds. Then I went through a period of getting hands that just had to be folded every hand for about 2 orbits. And I'm down to about 22,000. It's open folded to me in late position. With ace 7 suited, I've got about 11 big blinds. It's a shove. And then seat 1 calls me and he's got ace 9. And the run out is ace 7, 9, and then another 9 just for good measure. So that's it, my run is over. Lasted 12 levels. Obviously disappointed, a little bit frustrated with how that session went. I don't see any error with calling the 2 all-ins with ace king, and actually when you see the cards, I'm in even better shape. At that point I'm just thinking dodge a 10, which I did up until the river. Then the poker gods decided to have a bit of fun, and then the ace7 just played itself because of my chip stack. So overall frustrated, but pleased with how I played, my decision making, how I came back from 12,000 to get it up to 75,000. The ace king wasn't a mistake, the ace7 wasn't a mistake. So yeah, just frustrated but pleased with how I played. I've been saying it for a while, but my play is not getting the results that I would like. I was going to say I deserve, but you don't deserve anything in poker. I feel I'm playing better than my results suggest, let's put it that way. And the only way you turn that round is by putting yourself in the same position to repeat the good decisions over and over again. So that's what I'll have to do. So for now, it's off home, and then back to work tomorrow, and then come back here on Wednesday, and then if needed Thursday as well, and see if we can't get a day 2 from one of those 2 days. That's it today, a little bit shorter than I would have liked, but you know, that's how it rolls sometimes. Right, till the next one. Bye bye.